Yeah. Okay, let's start. Hi, it's better or without microphone is enough? With microphone. Okay. Hi, I'm Gábor Tompa from Cheppers. I'm working with Drupal since 2008, mostly on front end. And today I want to show you the TypeScript advantages. Why is it a great tool if you want to build a large-scale JavaScript applications? Okay, let's see what I wanted to talk to you. In the first half of my presentation, I want to talk to you what is TypeScript and about TypeScript main advantages and features. And the second half of my presentation, you can try it. I prepared an example where you can try TypeScript. Okay. What is TypeScript? The first definition is TypeScript is a typed superset of JavaScript that compiles to plain JavaScript. That means every JavaScript code is also a valid TypeScript code without any modifications. And the other important part that the TypeScript, why they choose this name, because very important to add types to every variable and every function. And that's why they choose the name. Okay, this is just an image. Why do we want another language if we have 14 or any languages and we want to build a new one? Maybe that's the full universal standard. Maybe TypeScript want to be a standard, but you know that's also another competing standard, not a full solution for every problem in JavaScript. Yeah. And other questions is in the web development, mainly in front end, a lot of years ago, everybody used CSS preprocessors. This, I think, nobody start to write front end or write CSS without a preprocessor like Sass or Stylus or Less or that. But for JavaScript, there's no. I think there is no real alternative, or there's no method that what everybody uses, or there is a big amount of people who use some kind of preprocessor, some kind of other language, if they want to write a good or a better JavaScript applications. And yeah. Okay, the reasons we want some OOP features, like we want to use classes or other things in JavaScript, and currently it's very hard because JavaScript alone doesn't have these tools, but in TypeScript you can use these. And with this, you can build better large-scale applications, and you can understand better, and you can maintain better the code. And the other important thing is the optional type system, because you must everywhere use types. But in JavaScript, you don't need to use any of types. If you create a variable, So in TypeScript there are, we call it, this is an optional type system, because I talk it about later. We have a special type called any. It means you don't know or you don't want to assign a type for a variable, and you can use any. And this is just a simple JavaScript variable, not a type, not a real type. Any is not a real type, but you can use any. Okay, the other important advantage of TypeScript is because you can target a different version of ECMI script. Maybe if very important for you to your site needs to work like Internet Explorer 7 or 6 or some very old browser, because somebody told you I have money with this. If the site is working on a very old computer, you can do it, because TypeScript can generate code which works very fine. It works fine in old browsers. But also TypeScript, you can use TypeScript, and TypeScript can generate code for the latest standards like ECMI script 7, 5, or 6. Yeah. Yeah, easy change. If you want to start with TypeScript, you can very easy to start, because just rename or just change the extension at the end of your JavaScript application. So there's .js, you can change it .ts, and this is a valid TypeScript code. That's another question. If you write a TypeScript code, you can write another style and you can use other things, but it's a very good and very fast start at the beginning. Okay, about the development tools, you have to know TypeScript works. When you write TypeScript code, every time you need to run a compiler, like in SAS, and the compiler compiles the JavaScript code, and in the compile time, this compiler makes a lot of make a lot of
validation.
Yeah, make a lot of validations, and the compiler finds a lot of problem if there is any problem in your code, and because of this you can write better code, because TypeScript compiler helps you.
What sort of validations is run by doing compile?
Yeah. What type of validations runs? The most important is the type validation. If you define a variable as a string, and later you use this variable and want to assign a number or another type, the compiler can't compile the code and show you where is the error, where are you want to use wrong your variable. Or if you want to use, you have an object and you want to use some kind of methods of this object, and this method doesn't exist. The compiler show you this error, and it's much easier to find the problems, because the compilers show you the line where is the error, and you can find your mistakes. And there are editors support. These editors supports TypeScript currently, and helps you with the code competition and with validations in real time, and it's also a good thing. And the last one is the source maps, because we write code in TypeScript, and compile it to JavaScript. And in the browser, there are just only the JavaScript code. And you get an error message in the browser. Normally, you can see the error in JavaScript code, which isn't enough for you. You need to know where is the error in your TypeScript code, and source maps helps. Okay, some of TypeScript main features, type annotations and checkings. That's why I told you need to add types to variables and to the function's return values. And it's very important, the compiler doesn't take these informations to the JavaScript code. This is just for you when you build your application. So there is no overhead. Okay, the basic types is boolean, number, string, array, enum, and the two last one is very important, because if you, I told you the any, when you don't know what is your variable type, or you use a variable which can be use several other types, you can use any. Typically, jQuery is an any type, because jQuery, we use any when we want to add types to a jQuery variable. And the void, if you write a function and the function doesn't have any return value, you can add the void as a type, as a return type, and that means there is no return. Interfaces is very important when you want to describe functions, variables, or other classes. You can use interfaces. It's when you work with an existing JavaScript code and you don't want to rewrite all of your JavaScript code, like you want to use jQuery or Colorbox or any type of or any other JavaScript library, you don't need to rewrite it to TypeScript. But if you want to use in your TypeScript application, you need to create a definition file, and in the definition file you can use interfaces to describe your library variables and functions. Classes, we know in object-oriented programming, very important, the classes, and in JavaScript. Currently in the ECMI script 2015, which is released in this summer, there are classes and there are a lot of new tools. But in an old version of JavaScript, there isn't any classes. In TypeScript, you can use it. You can use modules. This is for wrap classes and interfaces and a lot of functionality, which is logically in one object. And functions works a little bit other than in a normal JavaScript functions, because you can you have parameters in your JavaScript function. You need to add type to every parameter and need to add type to the return value. And if your parameters are not required, that's also okay. There's a write it, and also important in TypeScript you also has accept multiple parameters like in JavaScript. The only important thing, you can take it to the end of your parameter list if you don't know how many other parameters you get. And the this in TypeScript application, the this always means the object what you create, not the this what you usually use in your JavaScript code. And if you want to use this which is in your function, but you normally use in JavaScript, you can use this lambda syntax, and you reach this. Okay, a moment. Okay. And why is it for Drupal 8? Maybe if you want, you can try to use it with Drupal 7 or other version of Drupal, but in Drupal 8 you can easily control what JavaScript libraries want you to load in your team. And if you want to use any kind of JavaScript library, you need to create an interface file, a definition file, and it's much easier if you can control fully what JavaScript libraries loaded in your page. Yeah, that's why we create the declaration files. And in the internet there are a lot of declaration files. I will show you the Git repo where is these files. Not always up to date, but a very good start if you use TypeScript. And what we need if we want to work with TypeScript, basically we just need a compiler which compiles our code. The compiler written in Node.js, so you can download it with the Node package manager. This name is TypeScript, and the command is the tsc, what you need to use for compile. And the last one is the tsd, is for when you want to download a definition file from the internet, you can use this package. And now let's code. I'll show you an example code. You can reach this example at this GitHub repo. I share this link on IRC. And that's a very easy code. I just created a lot of nodes with devel, and list all nodes in one page. And with TypeScript, I count the words in titles and create a filter buttons to display specific nodes. Okay. Okay, I show you the code. This one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And or maybe I can use display mirroring. Yeah. Oh, what a small screen. Oh. Okay. So the link. Okay, I shared the link in the ERC Drupalathon channel, where you can find. This is just a theme, so you need to install a fresh Drupal 8 site, and then use this theme if you want to try it. And the code. For this example, I use a code from internet. This is DILA, dynamic layout. This is a very small JavaScript library, and I use this to show the definition files. So this is the JavaScript library what you use from the internet, and then you need to create the definition files. This is the definition files, and this is the interface what you have. First, you declare the variables. It's from this. I didn't declare the version because it's not important for us. Just the two other thing, and these three are the functions or the methods of the DILA object. And okay, you know, this is the with this.
Ez az aláhúzás angolul.
Okay, this is underscore. So this means this is a private function. So we can't use this. There is the position without any parameters. So I just write the position without parameters, and I write void as a return value because there is no return value at the end. Short is the other function, and it has two parameters, and I see use a string as a type, so I add string as a type there, and I take there this question mark because they are not required, they are optional parameters. You can see it all in the code. And the last one is the where is it? The filter. Yeah, this is the last one, and it has one parameter. So that's all, and because I want to use it in jQuery, I add this code at the end. And this, with all small caps, DILAI is my class, what I can use in my TypeScript code. Okay, let's see my TypeScript file. First, I need to add the other libraries what I want to use in this TypeScript code. This is the syntax. How can you add these? I didn't thought about jQuery because I download the jQuery code with the tsd command, and it's here. Yeah, it's from the GitHub. There is definitive typed repo where is a lot of definitions, more than 1,000 files. It's about 700 definition files in here, but not everything is up to date. So you have to check after you download a description or a definition files from here, you can check if this is up to date or no. Yeah, there are a lot of definitions file which is older than a year. Yeah. Okay. Let's see our TS file. First I create a module. This is just a wrapper for my class. My class is name is a filter. And first I declare the variables. I add everywhere a type. I use any because these are jQuery things, and this is the good code. And the last variable is an array. This is the way how you can define an array. This is a typed array. You can use only numbers in here. Then I write my construction method. And when in the last of my code, there are start or create an.
Hogy van, hogy példányosítok egy elemet a osztályomból. Okay. Yeah, instantiate. When I create an instance of my filter class, I can write this code, and there are two parameters. When I write this code, it called the constructor, and there are the two parameters, and you can see this. How can I use it? This is you can see this that elements. This is here, and this that label counts. These are here. And the other, the last one is this count words in title. It's one of my private method, and I call this, and the last one I called init filter. Yeah, and I show you the way. How can you use this lambda syntax? Normally you can write here some kind of this. Yeah. This is how we write the functions in JavaScript. But when we use this type of method, we can't reach this object, but we want it, and we use the lambda syntax to use this, which is the instance of the class. Maybe in the exercise part of the workshop, you can try the differences between these two lines, what is the this inside the function. Okay, the other type of code is just usually a normal JavaScript code. And it just create this these 5 button, and when you click it, you can show all the nodes where is 4 words in the node, and there is only 1 word, and so on. Yeah, that's all. So that's what I want to show you, and then if you want to try TypeScript, you can work it together, or you can work in pairs and try to write the code. And this is the prepared exercise what I write to extend this class or create another class that is created alphabetically order and the nodes. And you can use my my theme, where you can reach in there. So, who want to write some TypeScript code? Only one. 2 hand. TypeScript code? No.
You asking for question.
Sorry?
You asking for question.
No, I'm not asking for question. I want you to try TypeScript if you want. And for start, you can download my theme. You just need to install Drupal 8 and set this theme as a default, and you can work with it. You can see this code and you can work with it and try to create another class which makes an alphabetically order, something like alphabetically order buttons. Who wants to do this? Well, I think you can do it in pairs, or you can do it in your computer. And if you have got any questions, you don't understand something about TypeScript or about this code, you can ask me, and I'm trying to help. And I think it's better to work in pairs, not just alone, but as you wish. Or anybody has a question, please take it and I'll try to answer. Yeah.
Is it matter to test with 2 equals with this type of context? Because 3 equals tests the type of the script, and you use this with your code 2 equals to test undefined. Does it matter?
It's same as JavaScript. Normally, it doesn't matter when you change the type.
So is it a good idea to test to any? Because I found solutions for jQuery that you can test 2 jQuery type like this. Oh. I found some.
So you can define the jQuery type and you can use it. Yes, yes. Yes, I'm working with TypeScript last year in a project, and most of my knowledge and most of my anything about TypeScript is 1 year old about. And I'm maybe in the last year there isn't any code which made this JavaScript, this jQuery type. Maybe that's something new for me. But yeah, if it exists and if you can load it in your code, it's okay. And you can use jQuery as a type. And you can create your own types in TypeScript. Right?
Thank you. Can you add custom validation to your TypeScript compilation? So you said there are
To your compiler.
yes. So you said that the compiler actually ran tests against your code. Can you add?
Okay, the question is, can you add your custom validations to your compiler? I don't know any of this, but we can see that the compiler options, TSC, okay, it's mockups, and these are the options. Experimental declarations, hard magnitude, nearline. No, but I think you can't add custom validations, but you can use these options if you want to make the compiler validations another way.
Well, I guess if you really wanted to, if it's a Node.js application, so you can just patch it as you would any Node.js application. But typically, people don't run around patching compiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's perhaps not the best idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it possible to become a native support for this language at the future by the browser?
No, I don't know anything about it. I just know TypeScript says they always want to follow what is the standards in JavaScript, but the TypeScript team wants to use these features earlier than it will be it will be available as a standard. So there is a draft to want to okay. The object-oriented things like classes is a very old thing, and a lot of years. The JavaScript team works a lot of years to make it happen, to use classes in JavaScript natively, and it's a very it's a very slow road. But in TypeScript, the TypeScript team want to use these features faster and faster.
Basically, there are a lot of similar like meta languages to JavaScript. Because, yeah, you know, and this
Microphone?
for example, I just like one about there are a lot of similar languages like TypeScript and basically I'm not sure if they made any of them. I mean, it wouldn't really help if the browsers implement one, then they would have to implement all of them. So maybe just make JavaScript better. But
TypeScript made by Google and Microsoft. So one of the problems in putting something like TypeScript in the browser, I don't need that. I already put a presentation. I think everybody can hear me quite clearly. One of the problems with TypeScript in the browser is the type system itself.
Yeah.
It's one of the fundamental problems of JavaScript as well, is that the developer and the person running the script are usually going to be very different. There is
A type system is typically something you would expect from a compiled language, really.
Yeah.
And what you put in the browser is typically a script based, your ordinary users probably don't want to see type errors, that your page loads and instead of loading you get a type error. That makes no sense. So putting TypeScript in the browser would make little sense because you want the type checks to run before it actually goes into production. So that way, and also it would mean a very significant overhead, right? Gábor already mentioned that the type system compiles down into JavaScript and there is no overhead. There is always an overhead if you want to implement a strictly typed language. That's why probably there are no strictly typed script languages if you think of it.
Senki nem csinál semmit.
I'm doing it actually.
And can I help you to run this code?
Actually, you could help me to set up the compiler.
Okay. Okay, there's a question, how can we set up the compiler? First of all, you need Node.js on your computer. If it's okay, you need the Node package manager. This is npm. Do you have it? Do you have it? Yeah. Then you just need to download the TypeScript compiler. Yeah, Google it. npm TypeScript. And now Jake. Yeah, this is npm install TypeScript, and you can use the -g, which means you can install it globally. Ready? Ready?
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing, okay.
Yeah, by the way, it's ready.
Okay, and I can use this in the bottom of the window. I can use this code to run, or this command. The TRC is the command. The -out means the compiler makes only one JavaScript file. If you have many TypeScript files, because you have a big code and you separate your code into files, TypeScript compiles everything into one file. And when you write this -out, then you write the file name, which is a compiled file, and then you can add where is your TypeScript code. In here, you can use yeah, this asterisk, csillag, star, right? What can you say? Asterisk, yeah, which means compile every file in here, or you can say asterisk.ts to compile all ts files in this directory, and the last option is the -w, which is the watch, and if you start with this, the compiler after compile doesn't shut down, but watching for file changes, and when you save your file, the compiler automatically runs again and again and again. And I write anything in my code, just save it, and the compiler running this, run and compile this.
I actually have a question to
Yeah.
you, Director Robert. In your definition file for the delay library, yes, you have your parameters defined, and then you said :jQuery line 4.
Yeah.
What is that? It's odd. I mean, you define your parameters, but what does it mean? What does line 4 mean?
Yeah, this is a return value type. That means the return value is a jQuery object.
A return value of what?
Of, yeah,
When
of,
you call the function without the new operator,
But there is no function. These are the class. These are the class object. Class
constructor,
property.
no. It has no name. Like you see, the position is our class method, but the first item in the list, it has no function name, just a parenthesis. And if you call the jQuery object without the new operator, it doesn't create a new instance of the object. It calls the function like this. It is some kind of static controller like that.
thanks. Okay, I just show you if I write some mistake, so maybe elements is a string and save this. You can see the error message, what the compiler said to me. There is no assignable type, the string does not exist on type string, you know, and these are the errors, some kind of errors. Right? We can change back to any, and everything is fine now. Sikerült feltelepíteni?
Yes,
Everything is working.
no, I don't think so. But actually, the compiling is working, but actually.
And any other questions? There is anybody who is working on the example or trying TypeScript or have some question or anything? Okay, I think we could finish this session now because there are no any more questions. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions in the future, you can find me, find me on GitHub or Twitter or somewhere. Yeah, this is me on GitHub. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, a question.
So your TypeScript code, you use the dollar operator of jQuery?
What?
Like in the TypeScript? Oh, okay.
Alright, so in your TypeScript code you use dollar parentheses, which is the jQuery thing. How does TypeScript know about dollar? Because by default dollar is not binded anymore with jQuery, but rather you need to do like function and then like jQuery binding at the bottom. How does that work? Because in the TypeScript I don't see anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question. I can use dollar because I loaded the JavaScript library earlier. And you can see at the bottom. So at first I load the JavaScript library, then I load this DI library, and the rest I load the global GS, which is my code, and the JavaScript already loaded and initialized, and I can use the dollar.
Okay, which part of it does it provide? Is it check? No, because jQuery doesn't provide the dollar by default in the global scope anymore.
So,
why is dollar available in the global scope here? Or do you have?
Szóval az a gondja, ha szabad fordítanom.
Igen, köszönöm.
Hogy használsz olyat, hogy dollárjel, és már Drupal 7-ben se volt a jQuery, vagy ki kellett írni a globál jQuery-t, hogy ezt a fura, vagy az egészet ebbe a function, dollár, stb. Kellett ágyazni, és az a kérdés, hogy a dollárjel hogy működik a scriptedben.
Because in Drupal 8 and in this example I load only this jQuery and I doesn't load any other Drupal JavaScript code. I doesn't load the Drupal GS and the other GS file from Drupal, and that's why the dollar is working. If I load the Drupal GS, the dollar isn't working anymore. I need to use the jQuery.
Oh, so the answer is that probably Drupal.js unassigns.
Really?
Yes, unassigned.
Oh,
yeah, and assigned to jQuery.
Okay.
So no
conflict.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in
okay,
Drupal.js there is.
Cool.
But
there is
because
the
it
code.
didn't load,
conflict code.
it works.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay, cool. That's helpful. Okay, but
That's a good trick.
now it just
So this is what you meant when you said that in Drupal 8 it is much easier to control which JavaScript loads and which doesn't.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to not load for the JS, which just gives problems, I think.
Yeah, maybe if I need the Drupal.js, I need to use the jQuery, not the dollar sign. Any more questions? Okay, so thank you for your attention again. And this is the final session today, so you can prepare to the boat party. Please thank you.
Az a helyzet, hogy föltettem a V8-ot, szűz V8-ot, beleszűkjöttem a cuccokat, és semmit nem kapott vissza.
Miért nem kérdezted meg? Be kell állítani, hogy alapértelmezetten ez a smink legyen. Letöltötted a GitHub repót?
Igen.
Alapértelmezett sminknek megadtad ezt?
Igen.
Mutasd.
Itt van előtte.
Ja, ki kell lépned. Na, ez egy érdekes dolog lett volna, mert be van többve a Drupal.js és nem fut le. When you are logged in, the Drupal.js are loaded.
Igen.
Aha.
És semmit nem kapok.
So in the GitHub repo, if you look at the closed pull request, I had a pull request earlier because I wasn't including Dylan.js. So without delay.js, you need to use jQuery, and then it works.
Okay, you maybe some caching problem because there's a cache jQuery file, and I think there's a caching problem in D8. In D8.
Mindenki tudja, hogy mi hogyan spreadel a gyermekkel, hogyan megyünk.
Köszönöm szépen a bort.
Ki melyik nyelvjárás használja.
Konzolból Drush CR